He posts up with her, whatever the case may be. So I'm clocking it. I'm trying to see what the girl look like. Da, 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 da. I'm like, all right, well, me and her ain't the same. You know, I'm not saying she was ugly, but she just wasn't me. I like it because I like they pajama pictures. I thought it was cute. Like, yeah, you found somebody for you that fits you. I love that for you. So I like it, right? Why I like this nigga picture, and he gonna slide in my DM talking about,
I mean, that could have been you, but you was playing.
okay, race trimmer. Hey, ladies and gents. My name is Miss Brownstone. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video gonna be a little bit different. I know we get into the whole celebrity drama, blasey blasey, and then we break it down and, you know, I give my opinion. Today I want to talk about something that recently happened to me. So it's gonna be a little story, but stick with me, okay? Lock in, honey, because it's a lesson at the end of this. All right. I know y'all like, we don't know you like that. We don't want to hear about that, but just put it on and listen. Okay. Let's get straight into things. All right. I want to get right into it. So about the beginning of last year, I met a guy, and we're gonna call him Duck because he looked like a duck. Okay. I met a guy named Duck. We met at my restaurant that I was working at. He came in there. He was checking me out on 1 hour. Okay. He was checking me out, but he didn't speak because he thought I was young. Now, as you can see, I look 12. All right. But honey, I'm almost 30. Okay. I'm
Tiptoeing in my 30s.
all right. I'm almost there. Okay. Closer than you think. All right. Don't clock my age, bitch. Clock yours. But yeah. So he didn't speak at first. He thought I was really young. But then me and the bartender, we was cracking jokes. We was talking. He seen I was getting along with the customers. He seen me at the bar helping the bartender. He's like, oh, well, she gotta be at least 21. You get what I'm saying? So from there, he spoke once he realized like she has to be of age. So he had spoke, and then we started talking, and he was like, yo, you funny. And I'm like, yeah, thanks, even though I'm oh so serious, but thank you. So we end up exchanging numbers, but before we exchanged numbers, I had to ask a few questions. So I'm like, do you have a girlfriend? Do you have anybody that think that you are in a relationship with them? Do you have a fiance? Do you have a baby mama that think y'all together? Are you still sleeping with your baby mama? How many kids do you got? Where do you live? Who you live with? Do you live with your BM? Or do your BM live with you? So you gotta ask all them questions, okay? You gotta ask. So before I gave my number, I found out he had 2 kids. I found out he was single. That he was in a long-term relationship, but they broke up, and she's in Ohio. I believe that's what he told me. She was in Ohio, and they've been separated for some years, and that's who he has kids with. Okay. So I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't ask him who he lived with, what he do for. No, I did ask him what he do for a living. He told me that he drive trucks and stuff like that. So I'm just like, all right, you make a little coin, whatever. Okay. So we ended up exchanging numbers, and like that same night he called me, and we was on the phone, and we was just chit chatting on up, and like I like to talk, as you can see. Okay. I like the vibes. Like, I like people that could just like, y'all talking and y'all just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's not so much like them just talking and you just sitting there listening, or vice versa. Like a real conversation. Like, so me and him was on the phone, like, you feel me? So then we talked we talked damn near every day, but like about 2 days of us talking, he was like, when I'ma see you? And I'm just like, okay, you know, where do you want to see me? And I'm thinking he's gonna like, I'm gonna take you out on a date or something like that. But he was just like, well, I get a break around this time, and you live close to my job, so I'm gonna come scoop you on my lunch break. Okay, cool. I'm thinking we're gonna go to get some food and maybe a sangria or something like that on his lunch break. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? Girl, sugar by honey bun. He pulls up. Oh, this is what I'm drinking on, y'all. Y'all know I'm always drinking wine. Can you see? Y'all know I'm always drinking wine. I'm actually on a 60-day cleanse, so today I won't be drinking wine. I'm gonna be drinking this non-alcoholic sparkling whatever the fuck. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Okay, we drinking that and some water today. Speaking of sangria, I had to put that out there because I need a drink. But so he picks me up or whatever, and he's like, "You like Chick-fil-A?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I like Chick-fil-A." So he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna go get some Chick-fil-A because I only have a certain amount of time for my break." All right, cool. So he orders my Chick-fil-A or whatever. Now, while we on our way Now, while we driving to Chick-fil-A or whatever, my phone started acting up. So I had told him, like, my phone been acting up for a couple days now. You know, I don't know what's going to do. He was like, I'm going to take you to the mall. So I was like, I thought you only had like a little 30 minutes. Now we going to the mall and all this other stuff. Like, you got more than 30. Liar. So we got Chick-fil-A. We drove to the mall. Now, on the way driving to the mall, we in his van. Now, mind you, he told me he was a truck driver. He pulls up in his van, like how they had him deliver us from Eva. He pulls up in that van and then he starts playing some Bobby Brown. Now y'all know I love me some Bobby. Well, y'all don't know, but I love me some Bobby. Okay, so we in there and we just going crazy singing Bobby Brown to myself.
Every little snap I take, you will be.
And we just vibing. Okay, he put on some Babyface, like, and we just going in some John B, some Joe. All my young people, y'all like, who the hell is that? But like, yeah, that's what I grew up off of. Okay, so we just like we vibing. Okay, we vibing whatever. So I'm like, he not so bad. Like we in the car vibing like how they didn't deliver us from Eva. Okay, I'm like, he not so bad. So we go to the mall. We get my phone fixed or get an appointment for my phone to get fixed. He drops me back at my house and he's chill. I'm like, okay, cool. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it became a repeated thing where it was always like, want to get Chick-fil-A? Okay, you want to come, when we come over, I'll come over and chill with you, da-da-da. And it just became like, when you going to take me on a date? When are we going on a date? Like, this is cool. I like the company because I live alone. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, it's like, when we going on a date, or are we just friends? Because you moving like we friends. And if you want to be my friend, we could be friends. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could use some friends, you know, that's cool. But to be my man, I could do a little bit more. Okay? So it ended up like him always being at my house. We was always, you know, going to Chick-fil-A. We was always chilling, whatever. So this one day he calls and he's like, what you doing today? So I'm like, I'm not doing nothing. He's like, all right, get dressed. So I'm like, oh, we going on today? He like, yeah, we're gonna do something. So I'm like, all right, cool. So he picks me up and he's like, we about to stop at the liquor store, get a bottle of wine. So I'm like, oh, my kind of date. I love to go out on a date and we stop at the liquor store, get a bottle of wine. We drinking wine in the car. We vibing, listen to some old school 90s R&B. And then we pull up at the spot. We eat and we drink there. We don't drink too much there because we already been drinking. So, you know, you save a little coin. Cause I'm the type of person you take me out to eat and I haven't had a drink. I'm ordering a whole bottle of wine. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm like, this is my kind of vibe. Okay. So we get the bottle of wine. We in the car. We drinking the wine. Do not drink and drive, you guys. But this is what had happened. So we drinking or whatever, and we vibing. Whatever case it be. So we pull up to Okay. So what can I explain this as? We pull up to something called it's like a little downtown area in Baltimore, I guess you could say, but it's not like real city. It's a city, but it's not like ghetto city, okay? Whatever case it be. So it's like a lot of little bars and stuff on that block. Like, and you could like go bar hopping and stuff like that, okay? So we pull up to this little thing out here in Maryland, and it's like a little strip, and you could just go bar hopping or whatever. So we pull up there, and I'm like, oh, okay, I've been down here before, you know, with my homegirls. So I'm like, he gonna take me to a nice little place to get something to drink, eat, da-da-da, we gonna vibe. So we pull up. Also been down there for a couple dates too. So we pull up or whatever, and I'm like, okay, where we going in? He's like, we gonna pick something. So I'm like, okay. So next thing I know, we walking around. So I'm like, are we gonna go inside? And he's like, no.
We gonna just vibe outside. We gonna people watch.
Who's people watching? I could have done in the park. Not to mention, we also went on a park before. Before we actually been out at a park like before, but that was okay because I was like going through something. So I was like, I just want a nice view. I want a nice view and drink some wine, whatever. But now it was like, damn, am I low maintenance now? Like, what the hell? All because I'm not clocking for the pockets? Like, you feel me? Now, through all this, I haven't kissed this man. I haven't had sex with this man. So I didn't feel like I lost out on anything, any damn way. But so anyways, back to the story at hand. So he's like, yeah, we gonna just people watch. We gonna walk around. I'm like, I wasn't dressed to just walk around. I mean, I got like a cute little skirt on and all that. You know what I'm saying? Little heels and whatnot. Like, I wasn't dressed to just walk around, but okay, we here. So we start walking and we run into his cousin. His cousin is on the corner, literally on the corner in front of a bar. And they have a bottle of tequila and a Black and Mild. And they just smoking a Black and Mild, drinking a tequila, whatever, and they passing it around. So I'm just like, woo,
The ghetto.
like, I thought I left Newark, New Jersey. Newark, New Jersey. Like, what is this? Okay, so we sitting there. Everybody just like, you know, talking, vibing, whatever case may be. Now, what I noticed is there's a lot of other people, women and men, people in general, human beings, okay, walking up and down the strip. So some of the girls that was walking up and down the strip, they came over to him and his cousin homeboys. Not him, because Duck is with me. You get what I'm saying? We stand next to each other. But they came over to his cousins. And they like, oh, you so fine. Let me get your number. I noticed these women started coming up to these dudes, was asking for their number. They was, like pushing up on them. So I'm like, what's going on? Like, this is real low vibrational to me. You get what I'm saying? So that's going on or whatever case may be. And then I was like, I'm hungry. Can we go in there and get something to eat? And he's like, oh, I know a little spot we get something to eat at, whatever. Bring the bottle of wine. I'm carrying the bottle of wine throughout the streets, y'all. Like, I felt like I just went down here. Okay. I'm used to going to steakhouse, fish houses, you know what I mean? 5-star dinners and all this. What is this? Okay. So I'm carrying a bottle of wine. I'm like, you know what, Vicky, that's my name. Okay. I'm like, Vicky, just enjoy the vibe. Okay. Like, just enjoy the vibe. Like, you already know from this that he cannot be your man. He's just gonna be your friend. And if he's your friend, this is cool. You know what I mean? Whatever. So, I'm taking a bottle of wine, whatever. He's like, I know it's probably get some food. So we pull up to the spot. Why was a pizza store? It was a pizza store. I'm like, okay, we go in a pizza store, and it's not like one of them nice little pizza stores you get a whole bunch of stuff on there, like real cute, like in DC. No, it was like in the hood of Baltimore, pizza store on a corner, looking like a corner store or bodega. It was giving one of those, okay? It was giving one of those, and it was like mad people in there. Like, it was crazy. So I get some pizza or whatever. I'm still drinking my wine. We talking and whatnot. So we get to the car, right? We get back to his car, because now I'm like, I want to go home. I look cute. I look too cute to be on somebody's corner. Like, what? So I'm like, I want to go home. So he's like, all right, we're going to go to the car. I'm going to drive you home. So we get in the car, and I like to play a lot. So he opened the door for me and whatnot. And, well, I took the keys from him and I opened the door, whatever, right? So I unlocked the door, and then he opens my door. I get in. I still have the keys, so I locked the door on him. I locked him out the car, because now I'm playing around. I'm like, haha, you can't get in, whatever case may be. So I'm playing, whatever case may be. In the middle of me playing, I see an ID. So I'm like, who ID is this? He's like, oh, that's my sister ID. So I'm like, why your sister left her ID behind? He's like, well, it's her car. Right? So I'm like, because remember, when he took me to Chick-fil-A all those times, he was driving a van. That was his work van, right? Now, when he took me out on this so-called date, he was driving like a little Honda or whatever. So I'm thinking he finally got a car, because he would say he wanted to get a car. He was tired of riding around in his work van. So I'm thinking he finally got a car. So I'm like, okay, so, but no, it ended up being his sister car. Just to explain that, because I was going to explain that. The story going so fast. So, it ends up being his sister car, right? So I'm like, you don't have a car? I thought you was saving up to get a car. I thought this was your car. He's like, no, this is my sister car. So I'm like, okay, well, how do your sister get around if you driving her car? Oh, we all live together. So I'm like, oh, you and your sister got an apartment together? He's like, no, we live with our parents. I'm like, okay, so you don't got a car, you got 2 kids, and you live with your parents. Now, me on the other hand, I have no kids. I got a car. I got my own place, whatever the case may be. And I'm not saying that these things is like, oh, because you don't have this, I can't date you. But it is kind of like the bare minimum. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's the bare minimum. Like, if he was taking me out on dates and like really showing up like a guy that I would date, and then he was still living with his parents, and he was trying to get himself together, that's different. But like, you're not even showing up the way I want to be treated, and you have all this with you. So fast forward, we get back to my house. He drops me off or whatever, and we're we still talking on the phone, whatever case be. So I just told him, I was like, when are you gonna like officially take me on a date? Now, y'all, listen to this. Don't do this, because you should just move accordingly and just dismiss this man. But I was feeling him. I thought he was cool. We had good conversation. So I was like, when are you gonna really like officially take me out on a date?
And he was like, man, I'm paying child support. I'm paying this. I'm paying that. I'm trying to get me a car. I'm trying to get myself together. Like, that's going to have to wait.
Oh, so you can't afford to date? Cool. Good to know. So once he said that, he was trying to like have me feel sympathy for his situation. I feel like, not fuck them kids, but like
fuck them kids,
because they not my kids. Like, I didn't come into this situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the reason that you have this baggage. You came in with this baggage. So with that being said, I don't want to talk to you. I'm going to go talk to somebody who doesn't have all this going on. You get what I'm saying? Who could properly date me. So after that, I fell back from yo. Like, I stopped talking to him. Right? So now that I'm not talking to him like that, he sees me on Instagram and stuff like that. He's sliding my DMs, blah, 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 blah. So he's like, oh, I want to see you again. Now I'm bored. I ain't got nothing to do. I'm like, you know what? Cool. Come through. We were cool friends, whatever. Like, you come see me, we can hang out. So he pulls up again in his work van. He's like, wanna go Chick-fil-A? I'm like, bruh. So we go to Chick-fil-A, we having a good old time, we talking, whatever case it be. And then like he's like, oh, well, my break is, longer than 30 minutes now, so I could stay in the house with you and I could watch TV with you. And I'm by myself, like I said, don't nobody live with me, whatever case it be. So I'm like, all right, cool, we could watch this show I like to watch, right? So we watching this show, something like the Golden Girls or some shit. So we watching this show, whatever. Now I noticed that with us watching this show, he's trying to like cuddle with me, he's trying to like kiss me, he's trying to, and I'm just not going for it. Like, you feel me? I'm just not going for it, I'm like, okay, we could watch a movie, like we could be friends, but why are you trying to do all this? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just wasn't. So I wasn't really going for it. So I guess he felt the vibe, like I wasn't really beat or whatever. But also the reason why I wasn't going for it, because he had this musty smell, and I get he was working all day, you know what I'm saying? But he had like this must smell to him, and then his nails was really dirty, and I was just like, I could do better than this. You know what I'm saying? Like, on top of you not taking me on a date, you in here trying to cuddle up on me and kiss on me, trying to get some punani, and you haven't even properly like courted me. You know what I'm saying? So like, no, until you take me on a date and we can't do none of that. Like, that's just how I felt. Sorry, like, why should you show up giving me not even a bare minimum, less than the bare minimum, and think that you're supposed to get my prized possession? Like, and I get it. Men feel like, like men don't want to equate their money to like sleeping with you or like having a certain type of access to you, because they consider that as like proper cooking, you know what I'm saying, or like you selling yourself, you know what I'm saying. They say that, but it's like, you can make your money back, you know what I mean. I can't get my back, okay? If I give it up to you, I can't get it back. I can't knock on you to say do.
Hey, I let you get the other day that hoo ha. Let me get that back.
I can't get that back. Now somebody else is walking around with a piece of me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, So like, I wasn't going for it. He felt the vibe, whatever. So he ended up leaving. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this story up, I had to leave y'all the background, right? The reason why I'm bringing this story up is because recently he popped out on Instagram with a girlfriend, right? Okay. He pops out on Instagram with a girlfriend, and like they're in the club together. Most of the time I see them in like the club and the lounges. I haven't seen him actually like take her out on a date or whatever case may be, nothing like that. But they're mostly like in clubs and lounges together, okay? So he pops out with his girlfriend or whatever case may be. I see them always in clubs and lounges together. He's taking pictures, or they got matching pajamas on, whatever the case may be, this and that, blasey, and whatnot, okay? So he posts that. So I'm like, oh, that's cute. Not on some hating shit. Just like genuinely, like, that's cute. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm an honest person. I wasn't hating, but at the same time, I was clocking that T. I ain't gonna lie. I was clocking that T. And what I mean by that is like, how like you see somebody that you feel like they're not showing up for you how you want to be showed up for, so you like, he's just not on my level. So when he finally pop out with a girlfriend, you trying to see what that girl is like, because maybe I'm crazy, you know what I mean? Like, because if the girl was hitting on me, I'd have been like, oh, well, maybe he just didn't like me like that, you get what I'm saying? But the girl wasn't even hitting on me. Now I know y'all see me on here and I'm looking all right, but I really put that thing on, okay? I really, this is me, no makeup, no lashes. But when I'm actually put together, honey, I clean up well, okay? So I'm like, she ain't hitting on me, all right? So it's like, all right, now that she not hitting on me and I see the places you take her to, I'm like, you know what? We just wasn't compatible. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, you just not on my level, point blank period. You know what I mean? So he posts up with her, whatever case may be. So I'm clocking it. I'm trying to see what the girl look like. I'm like, all right, well, me and her ain't the same. I'm not saying she was ugly, but she just wasn't me. We weren't on the same level. Like, you know what I mean? When you see a girl, you be like, oh yeah, she, you know what I'm saying? Like, me and her wasn't on the same level. So I was like, clearly I was dating beneath me. That's how I looked at it. So, I like it because I like they pajama pictures. I thought it was cute. Like, yeah, you found somebody for you that fits you. I love that for you. So I like it, right? Well, I like this nigga picture, and He gonna slide in my DM talking about,
I mean, that could have been you, but you was playing.
okay, race trimmer. Like, what do you mean? Like, I was playing. And that's what it make you feel like when people say something like that to you, it make it feel like something's wrong with you. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I took it. Like, he's trying to say like something was wrong with me. Like, yeah, it could have been you I was taking out and da 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 da. But like, you was doing X, Y, and Z. Like, I did something wrong, and it's like, ain't nothing wrong with me, honey. I just have standards. I'm not okay with you always coming up in my house like this is recess. Like, my house is like the playground, but when we go here and we just chill all the time. I'm not okay with Chick-fil-A being dates all the time. You know what I mean? And even if where you wanted to take me out on a date when you finally got your bread up was the clubs and the lounges, I'm not a club and lounge. Okay, I'm just not. Like, I'm not the girl that wants to be in the club all the time popping bottles. I'm just not that. I'm not the girl that wants to be high all the time smoking weed because you just blow down in the car. I'm not the pull up and see me and you got an eighth and I'm gonna bust it open. I'm not the girl that you say, hey, I got a bottle of wine, let me come through. We start drinking, we feeling tipsy, and then I sleep with you. No. Now, you might say you have a bottle of wine. I might say, you know what? I could use a drink. Come through. We could watch a movie. We could vibe. But you're not getting this cat. I'm sorry. I'm just not that. You get what I'm saying? So no matter what, even if I wasn't playing, you couldn't fulfill what I wanted anyway. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's nothing wrong with me. It's not wrong with me. I just have certain standards. I just have certain type of things that I want. Ain't nothing wrong with me. You know what I mean? And it's not even just like with him that I noticed this. It's a lot of men that try to talk to me and they just don't show up how I want them to show up. They don't take up enough space. Or sometimes they just ain't it. You know what I mean? And I just don't entertain it. And then they end up with somebody else. Or they have a baby by somebody else. Okay. They end up with a kid with somebody. And they like, oh,
That was supposed to be our child. Like, you supposed to be my baby mother. Like,
the fact that you telling me I could be a baby mother as if that's some golden token to me is insulting. Me personally. Not, oh, you could have been my wife. Oh no, this supposed to be our baby. You put my baby mother. Like, get no. Ew. Let me take a sip of this fake ass wine, but it's gonna make me get through the day. I have to say, these non-alcoholic beverages be doing a damn thing. Like, some of them give you a little tipsy feel because they got like mushrooms in it and some type of berries and and some just give you energy. Like, you know what I mean? And if you need something to put you to sleep, they'll put you to sleep too. Woo. That was good. It's very refreshing. People don't understand too, like, the dating pool got piss and cow maneuver in it. I'm sorry. It does. Maybe even a little bit of throw up and discharge. The dating pool is horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even in, like, I really want to just, like, focus on myself. Like, and if y'all can relate to this, hey, put your comments down below. If you made it this far, hit the subscribe button because we could do more of these kind of talks if you want, but and like story times and stuff. But like, we still want to get into celebrity tea and well, not tea because I'm not a tea page, but a little celebrity drama and all the other stuff that I like to do too. But I wanted to express this. But yeah, mini chit chat venting session. But yeah, the day in pool guy. It's horrible, and I really want to just like focus on myself because sometimes I feel like because I'm not the best version of me, I'm not attracting the best version of a man that I can. You know what I mean? And it's like I'm also taking the time when I'm focusing on me to learn me and realize what exactly do I want in a partner. Like if I could create my ideal man, what would it be like, And I just got to a point where I'm starting to realize, like, to even take me out of the dating market now, you got to be top tier. Like, you got to be top tier. And when I say top tier, I'm not talking about, like, oh, you got to have a car, your own place, and a job. I feel like those are the bare minimum. You know what I mean? Like, and when I say that, it's not like, oh, even if, like, you just got to be able to get around. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be able to come see me because I don't want to always come see you. You know what I mean? Even if you got a driver. Like, you know what I mean? Like, You gotta be on that level or something. Like I need somebody that can have have the funds to make it to come see me. Not everything is on me. Always need me. You know what I mean? Like that's not cool. I want somebody that had their own place because I don't want a nigga trying to move in and what's the word? Milk off of me because that's not cool either. Because that's the thing. I've been living on my own since I was 20. You know what I'm saying? I've been living on my own since I was 20. So I signed my I got my own apartment at 20, but I actually like physically moved all my stuff in when I turned 21. It was my birthday gift to myself. Okay, honey, my apartment. So I've been living on my own for a very long time. And like at the age of 20, when I was getting my apartment, all right, I was trying to date men that was in my age bracket, you know, in my age group. And I realized like me having my own stuff was a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Like not everybody has it like that. So I was okay with some of them saying, oh, I still live with my mom, whatever case be. As long as he got a goal or something he's working towards, we're cool. But I'm bringing this up to say that when you are in your 20s and you have certain stuff, the men that are the same age as you that don't, they want to be around you all the time because they don't like living with their parents. They want that privacy. They want to play house and da da da. And I'm just not here for that. Like I'm just not. That's just not what I want to do. I did the whole shacking up thing, and that's a conversation in itself. If y'all haven't seen that story time, go check that out. But that's a conversation in itself. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I just want somebody that's like on the same level as me. You know what I mean? Like they got their own place, they got their own car, whatever case it be, or they could just get around. You don't have a car, but you could afford the Ubers to come see me. You could find a way to get here. You're not always dependent on me. You may not have your own place and you live with your parents, but you okay with being over there. You ain't trying to low key move in on me and leech off of me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not what I want for myself. I'm sorry. That's just not what I want. So it's like besides those things, those are like the bare minimum things. Those are like entry level. I realize that the type of man I want, you know, is someone who is creative like me, someone who could pour into me as much as I could pour into them, that brings something to the table besides like finances, you know what I mean? Besides finances, but like being there emotionally for me, mentally, physically, all of those things, you know, a man that I can actually like look up to and be inspired by, that gives me inspiration as well as I give them inspiration. You get what I'm saying? Like that's really what it is. And I'm just realizing like maybe I got a lot more work to do with myself so that I could attract that. You know, because I have male friends that, you know, I have this one male friend who he checks off all the boxes of what I feel like my ideal man would be, but he don't want me. You know what I mean? He say he don't want to ruin the friendship. I don't know, but he don't want me. So it makes me realize like, okay, maybe I'm not where I need to be. So let me work on me a little bit more. But in the process of me working on me, I know what I don't want and what's not on my level. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to entertain that. And just because I'm not rushing to be in a relationship with just anybody just to say that I have someone doesn't mean that it's something wrong with me. Just because I'm not in a relationship doesn't mean that it's something wrong with me. I just have standards. So that's all I wanted to say today. Like, don't let nobody make you feel bad because, oh, you the single one out of the group, or oh, well, I was checking for you, but you didn't want to be with me. You know, this could have been you. Like, no, honey, there's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me. Or when they say, oh, you pretty and you single, you don't have a man, you must be crazy. Ain't nothing wrong with me. Nothing's wrong with me. I just have standards. I just don't want to be with somebody just to say I have somebody. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. I don't want to be with somebody just to say, yeah, I got somebody. Because I believe that your partner is a reflection of you, right? And it's just, I gotta be careful who reflects me out in the world. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to just be with anybody. I'm sorry. I gotta be careful who's a representation of me. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So ain't nothing wrong with you, honey. You just have standards. Yeah. So that's all I wanted to say. If y'all like this, give it a thumbs up. Put your comments down below. Y'all always want to hear y'all thoughts and whatnot. Okay. Hopefully I wasn't rambling too much. And send it to your friends if need be. And if you made it this far, hit the subscribe button because I don't want you to miss out on none of this. All right. Even though we talk about celebrity drama here and there, it's lessons to be learned. Even if I tell story times, there's lessons to be learned. There's so much more coming to this channel. All right. But we got to slowly make our way in, okay? Making our way downtown, won't give in, and I'm on now. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. All right. As always, ladies and gents, if you're listening, keep it clatchet, and I look forward to hearing from you guys next time. Mwah.